Tokyo, Japan. My name is Gary Verheller, and I'll be your host for what we call the Substance of Living podcast. Today, we'll look at what we call life's lessons. And I hope this will provide you with some insight, maybe even some inspiration to life's challenges. And welcome to episode 48, part 2, called Freedom. No one taught me about freedom when I was in high school. How I wish someone had told me about this idea of true individual freedom. No one informed me of this. I didn't learn about individual freedom until I was 35 years old. So what is freedom? As defined by the dictionary, freedom is the power or right to act, speak, or think as one wants, without restraint. Think about that. To act or think as one wants, without restraint. We also talked about 4 elements that every person must deal with every single day. Time, nature, other people, and myself. And we talked about each one of those. We can't control time, so we are not responsible for time. And we'll get to this in a minute. I know you're jumping to what are we responsible for, but just wait. So we have no responsibility about time. We have to deal with it. We have to accept it. It is what it is. Same with nature. We have no control over nature. Therefore, we're not responsible for nature. Now we get into number 3, other people. We have no control over other people. Give me your money. Right, of course that won't work. The idea is we have no control over what other people think or feel or say or do. We have no control over that. So we are free. We are free from what people think about us. We are free from what people feel about us. We are free by what people say about us. We are free by how people treat us. We are not responsible. And think of that word, responsibility. Responsibility. What that can break into is responsibility. Now shift it. Ability to respond. So what are we responsible for? This brings us to our topic for this episode, which is myself. Now, yourself can break down into 3 areas. Your mental or your thoughts, your emotional area or your feelings, and the physical or your behavior. Well, let's look at each one. Mental, your thoughts. Do you have control over your thoughts? I would argue no. Now, what we can do is we can focus and refocus our thoughts. So, talking about thoughts, our mental aspect of who we are. Do we have control over our thoughts? I would suggest the answer is no. What we can do is focus and refocus our thoughts. Let me give you a very good example. In Zen Buddhism, these are when the monks are focused and attempting to empty their mind of thoughts. That's the ultimate goal in meditation, in Zen meditation. Well, even the Buddhist monks who have been training themselves for years will tell you, random thoughts will come into your mind. Just let them go out. We have no control over our thoughts. We can focus and refocus, and that's what they suggest in Zen Buddhism. Bring your attention back to your breathing. Long, slow exhales, deep, rich, long inhales. And that's what they suggest. So we have no control over our thoughts. Next is the emotional, our feelings. I teach leadership, management, team building, and many times in a seminar, I'll raise my hand and I'll say, okay, who here can control their feelings? And invariably, some guy raises his hand, I can control my feelings. I'm a man, yes, sir. I said, okay, well, let's do a little experiment, okay? He said, sure. Okay, you ready? Yeah. Love me. And you can't turn the feeling on. You can't turn the feeling off. You have no control over the feeling. Now, please understand. Feelings enrich my life. My feelings give me instant information. I believe that feelings come from instincts, and instincts help us to survive. For example, if I'm sitting here and I hear a lion roar in the next room, my heart's going to start pounding. I'm going to feel fear, ready to run or to fight. That's a feeling, that's an instinct. I would suggest we have no control over our feelings. And let me give you a real life example. Every day, I will feel a wide range of emotions. I will feel happiness, interest, boredom, fear, anger, irritation, frustration. You'll feel a wide range of feelings every day. You have no control over those feelings. Want to try an experiment? Okay, here we go. Hate me. You can't turn it on. You can't turn it off. My suggestion is accept. Accept, not surrender. Accept your feelings, because feelings give you instant information and they can help you make a decision. Beware though, decisions solely based upon feelings is like building a house on sand, because feelings come, feelings go, and the house will collapse. So we're left with number 3. Thoughts, no control. We have to refocus and refocus. Feelings, no control. Accept them for what they are and learn from them. Number 3, behavior. What I do. That's what I can control. And that means that I am free. I have freedom from responsibility for my thoughts. If I see some attractive looking person walking down the street and I'm like, wow, that's okay, as long as I don't do anything. Action, my mom used to say, talk is cheap, action speaks. And that's so very true. A person is judged by and large by their actions, what they do. If somebody is slapping you and at the same time saying, I love you, boom, I love you, boom, I love you, boom, pretty soon you're going to stop believing the words and instead believe the slaps. People are judged by what they do. So that means you have freedom from your thoughts, you have freedom from your feelings. So if you do see that attractive person walking down the street and you're like, you're getting those great feelings, it's okay, as long as you don't do anything. That's key. So I'm responsible for what I do. That means I'm responsible for what I say. I'm responsible for the actions I take. That is my responsibility. And remember, response, ability to respond. That means I'm free from time, I'm free from nature, I'm free from how other people act, how other people feel, how other people think, from what other people say. I'm free from responsibility for those. I'm free from my own thoughts. I'm free from my own emotions. I'm responsible for what I do. I accept my emotions. They're part of me. That's true. I accept my thoughts. That's part of me. It's true. And I have freedom. freedom to be myself. I didn't learn that until I was 35, and I'm still rediscovering it every day. So I hope you enjoy your freedom. Thanks. Thank you for joining us today for the Substance of Living podcast. If you'd be kind enough to consider subscribing, you can contact us through Spotify or Apple Podcasts or connect on Twitter. Join us again next time for what I hope will help you navigate life.